How many bodybuilders do you think can use and abuse high doses of performance-enhancing drugs and come out completely unscathed? Oh, I'm on test, tren, and so on, and my blood work looks amazing. It doesn't happen. It's not possible. And so perhaps it's best to forego the bodybuilding dreams, ambitions, and perhaps focus on powerlifting. And what kind of powerlifting? Well, why not compete in natural powerlifting? Perhaps stop taking everything and from now on do it 100% natural. The Tren twins could be an oxymoron. They're not on trend. They're on nothing. And you know who's done that in the past? Some of you may recognize Pete Rubish. He was famous for abusing performance-enhancing drugs, having a freaky, crazy deadlift. Since this time, he's 100% natural. He's training and having fun, making gains. And so,
one thing I want to talk about is like these guys who finish doing, pretty serious cycles, with compounds and high doses of testosterone. Do they never, ever want to take the chance of trying to live life naturally? There's one guy off the top of my head who has pretty much gone cold turkey and he's living a good life. And that is Pete Rubish. Pete Rubish used to be a massive power lifter with incredible numbers. And he is completely natural now. But I know a lot of guys who have done serious cycles who have said exactly what this guy has said. It was the wrong way to go about it, but now I'm on TRT for the rest of my life. Is it just impossible? Like, maybe there are negative side effects, but is it just like, is it a toughness? Is it like something that they don't want to go through? I'm genuinely curious. I would love to hear the arguments about like, yeah, you can do it. You can go natural. Like, it's going to take a while to get your natural testosterone levels back, and you might not get them back to where they were before, but I don't know. I find it hard to believe that it's just impossible to live life without TRT.
Okay, what's up, guys? So I recently made it in a Greg Doucette and Zack Telander video, both of them talking about PEDs under different circumstances, but they both basically highlighted the same thing, how I came off anabolic steroids, testosterone, everything, because we're coming up on 3 years now. So in another 3 weeks, it will have been 3 years completely off everything. Anabolics, testosterone, all that. And, the premise of the videos were like Greg was talking about, why don't the Tren twins come off everything and train natural? And I don't really know anything about those guys, to be honest. I know there are these jacked guys who are super popular on social media. And then Zack was talking about people coming off everything as well. Like, how come nobody does that? Is it just they can't handle the mental side of things, or how things go for the first couple months, years after coming off? And I think that is a big part of it. The big misconception is that just because you come off, you can't power lift or you can't even bodybuild. That's not the truth. Like, one of the things that irritates me is I'm still powerlifting. The powerlifting never stops. I love powerlifting. I'm passionate about powerlifting. I'm passionate about getting stronger. That's why I've been coaching people for over 10 years on how to get stronger. It's what I'm passionate about. I know how to get people stronger. I know how to get stronger myself. Obviously, the circumstances around that when you come off, yeah, it's going to be way more difficult. Even going from taking cycles to TRT, it's going to be way more difficult. That much is obvious. And then it's further exacerbated if you come off testosterone, if you come off everything. So obviously things are more difficult, but it doesn't mean that's the end of everything. You can still get very strong without anything. But I do think a large part of the deterrent as far as why people don't come off is it is difficult. I want to say it took 2 years for me to get to where I was reached an equilibrium, where my body stabilized, where my hormones stabilized, my strength stabilized. It took a long time. It took about 2 years. Now, I blasted for 9 years. I was on for 9 years straight. I'm 32 years old now. I took this stuff for 9 years, from age 20 to 29. So it took a little longer. And I did do a PCT for about a month, post-psychotherapy, with HCG, HMG, Clomid, and Nolvadex. Those are what I used. And then it was just waiting it out after that. And the strength gains went through the floor. I lost pretty much a large majority of my strength. My physique was not where I wanted it to be. I'm really happy with where my physique is at now. I think it's almost better than it was when I was on anabolic steroids. And I think my strength is in a really good spot. But these are tough things to go through. This is part of the road when you come off. Now, depending on how long you've taken stuff, it could be shorter than that. It could only take a year. It might only take 6 months. And I've had clients do it as well. I've had clients come off everything, and it's a tough road, but they've done it. One of my guys, Matt has done it. It hasn't been easy. You can ask him as well, but he's done it. So it's possible. But I think the thing is, when you're in your 20s, there's not as much thought about this sort of stuff like health and longevity. And at the end of the day, we're so passionate about strength, we're willing to do whatever it takes to get as strong as possible. But then, you get to around your 30s and you start thinking about health and I don't want to die, and you see the deaths in the industry and all this kind of stuff, and it makes you think twice about it. And for me, having a family and all that. So it's not that I was like, okay, I'm going to stop powerlifting. I'm going to stop trying to get a killer physique. Those things haven't stopped at all. I'm still trying to get stronger all the time. Even with this goal of the 100-mile race next June, I'm still trying to get as strong as possible, guys. That never stops. I'm still lifting 4 days a week. So it's not a death sentence to come off everything. It really isn't. You can still grind away. I look at the PRs differently. It's a reframing of your mindset. So you have to reframe your mindset. Sure, I'm not going to deadlift 900 pounds. I'm not going to deadlift 800 pounds. But I can still hit killer numbers with that are PRs of sorts at a lower body weight, a healthier body weight, at a leaner physique, and different circumstances. Those are PRs in their own right. I pulled 705 pounds off everything. This was in February, or this was in January. I have the video. I've posted it before. I benched 391 pounds off everything. I was 240 pounds. I'm 200 pounds now. So I've leaned out. I'm doing all sorts of different stuff. But you just look at it like a different PR. So a PR at 200 off everything is different than even a PR at 240 off everything. So reframe your mindset. There's still PRs, guys. It still counts. It's just different circumstances. You're comparing yourself to what you've done when you were in your unhealthiest state. That's not fair. So if you're like trying to come off everything and you're struggling with the mental side of I'm not lifting as much, it's a different ball game. These are new PRs. Look at it that way. Look at it. You're at a different spot. You're healthier. So it might not be quite as much, but it's a healthier PR. It's a PR at a lower body weight. It's different circumstances. That's how you got to do it. That's the key to being able to come off this stuff and mentally be able to cope with it. Because a lot of guys struggle with the mental side of that. And that's how I was able to do it. Everything's a PR to me now. Because I'm the leanest I've been in my life. I'm the healthiest I've been in my life. And I'm doing it in a different circumstance. It's an all-around focus on health. I don't know the damage I did. I want to get a heart scan done. They call it a clearly scan. And I want to see what happened. I want to see what everything looks like. But I don't truly know the damage I've done. So I'm trying to almost compensate and be as healthy as possible now. But moral of the story, you can still push hard. You can still lift big weights. You can still have a killer physique. I feel like I've proven that. It's whether you think about it, we get this misconception, like 500-pound deadlift, top 1% of the population. 300-pound bench, top 1% of the population. You guys are just too busy looking at the elite powerlifters on TikTok and Instagram and comparing yourself to that and letting that get in your head. It's not like that. Look at reality. Go to a gym. Go to any gym. If you're lifting heavy, I guarantee you're going to be near the top. So that's what I'm trying to get at. I still am all about strength. And if you're interested in strength coaching, shoot me an email, prstrength1@gmail.com. I'll put that link in the description. But I just want to get that out there. Appreciate you guys supporting the channel, the new channel here. Subscribe if you haven't already. Give an upvote for the algorithm. That really helps. And I'm going to keep pumping the content out on this new channel. And I've gotten really good feedback. Appreciate every single comment. Thank you guys so much. Check out my sponsor, Barbell Apparel, and snag yourself a pair of athletic fit jeans. These are the most free moving jeans you're ever going to find. You can literally lift in these. And if you do so, you'll get a free Stealth hoodie, which I'm wearing, $88 value, absolutely free. Check it out. I'll put the link in the description. Best jeans ever.